Just prepare something here. Um, put some subtitles here too. See if it's working. I guess it is. Mm. Can you see the subtitles? Oh, oh, I can see. Okay, but you can't see. Um, see what can I do? Anyway, it's being. Let me find me here. Okay, this is me. All right, people. So let's start. Um, I'm sorry. Okay, Gabriela, say we have to turn it on our cell phones on computers. Thanks. So if you want the subtitles, you just um, put on your computers or cell phones. Okay, so um, this is our first live class. As you can see, we can have problems as we had. I don't have any problem to go half an hour more because we start half an hour later. Okay, if you feel okay of doing, feel free for it. Okay, so as I said before, I sent you by Siga. I will talk for 10 minutes talking about my connections with movies, cinema, and I'll tell some experiences, right? And after these 10 minutes, if any one of you can talk about some of the topics, you feel free to do it. Just tell me in the chat, okay? Do you understand me? Oh, there are more people come. Okay. Just a minute because there are more people coming. Okay, I think we can do it. All right. So my first connection with movies. So I'll speak for 10 minutes. We are 10:32. So until 10:42. So my first experience was watching movies, as most of us do. Um, when I was a kid, I used to love um, horror movies. Uh, I like some comedy. Uh, there's this comedy named Airplane from 81, 82, and it's very interesting. So I'm more into horror. I was more into horror and comedy, but nowadays I'm more into documentaries. So this is the style I. What about adult movies? I'm not very into. Of course, I watch. Everyone watch it, but uh, I it to me it looks like too artificial, right? So but it's funny. I think it's funny too. Uh, but nowadays I'm more into documentaries. So it's interesting that you ask about adult movies. I watch a documentary about the decrease of the pornography industry, actually. Pornocracy, I guess is the name. So talking about the change in the industry because of technology and things like that. So it's things change during the time, right? My first experience doing cinema when I was a teenager with my friends. One one friend has a camera. We start to film, to shoot ideas without a script or a screenplay. Uh, but then after that, I start to do it. Try to looking more seriously about that. And I'm from a city, Salvador, that's a lot of cultural environment, movies, music, dancing, all the things. Uh, so I start to do. Oh, okay, no problem. I start to go to places where they hire people to do some extra in movies, and I did some extra during that time. But I started to work as a kind of a director. I did one move in 2010 with my students at IFBA, and the name of the movie is Mente Não Mente. Uh, I think I'm gonna send you the link for you to watch. There's the movie and the making of the movie too. This movie was considered to be the grade for the students, right? Okay, so it goes really fast about actors, directors, and movies. So I have a lot of actors and directors. Okay, I would say some names that come to my mind right now. So like actors, I like Marlon Wayans. Um, I like Halle Berry. I like Jim Carrey a lot. Uh, some people don't know, but Jim Carrey is a good drama actor too, not just comedy. About directors, I have my favorites such as Stanley Kubrick, Krzysztof Kieslowski. Um, oh my God, I'm trying to get people from different places. Glauber Rocha, for sure. Um, Akira Kurosawa, um, Stanley Kubrick. I think I said no. Martin Scorsese. There's a lot of them. And about movies, I have many movies I love, and movies interesting because sometimes you love a bad movie, right? Sometimes it happened, and I was remember there's a movie named Labyrinth with David Bowie, the singer, and the movie is horrible, but I love it. You know, so also Clockwork Orange. I like Tax Driver. I'm more into the obscure. Uh, I like some horror movies now too, such as Hostel. I like Quentin Tarantino movies. I watched Django. And nowadays, my connection with cinema is related to a screenplay I'm writing about football. Actually, I finished writing, and I'm looking for companies to record the, and to make the movie. And my tip for movie for you is this one here. Oh, what's this? Okay. The name of the movie is Ray. Okay. Uh, it was directed by Hackford, Taylor Hackford, and it was starring by Jamie Foxx, the same actor who did Django Unchained. And to me, this movie is amazing. The music's great. The history is great. Acting is amazing. And Jamie Foxx, he's what made also the movie very very interesting is because Jamie Foxx, he sang and he played uh, really in the movie, right? So he's just doing, because he's portraying Ray Charles. Ray Charles was a keyboard player, singer for the around 50s, 60s, yeah, connect to soul music and things like that. And the movie is too interesting also because Ray was a blind man. So he was a musician, he was blind, but he never let his blindness put him down as a musician. For example, there is one strategy that he developed when he was playing with bands. When they got to get the money, most normally you get a check, just a check with the money. You have to go in the bank to get it out. But Ray was blind. He couldn't read the check and had to trust in other people, and sometimes it's not possible. So he developed this idea that he just get his money for the gigs uh, by $1 bill. So if he get like $30, he would receive 30 bills of $1. And this show how you try to, when you have some problem deficiency, um, you try to deal with that in a way you can, right? And it's also known that blind musicians, they listen better. So sometimes when you lose one sense, you try to compensate with other sense. Also have Steve Wonder, and during the 30s, there was a lot of these musicians, mostly guitar players and singers. In the United States, they were blind, and they always had this nickname, Blind something, Blind Lemon Jefferson, and so on and so on. So it's a very inspirational movie, and it's very good. Soundtrack's amazing. I don't need to tell because it's Ray Charles songs. So this is my tip for you to. And it's another interesting thing. It's a move about a musician. So have this connection between two different arts. Uh, show they are not so distant one from the other, right? Okay, so I think we complete here 10 minutes. So uh, now we are open. If you have some questions, you can make them. If you want to tell some experience uh, that you have with movies, right? Uh, it's free for you to do now. You can go in the chat and say, okay, teacher, I want to talk, right? And we can open up here. If you have some doubt about the work too, you can ask me if you have, because I was getting some emails from you. For example, there's one doubt that people are having. When I said that you have to write a text with 4 paragraphs, it's just an idea, and the limit of 30 lines is the minimum you have to do uh, to prepare your text. And you have to send the text, and you have to send another material. You can also, for example, you can record, I don't know, a 10-minute speech about the director, the actor. I don't know if is there somebody here who did not send the questionnaire, or do everybody here send the questionnaire? Because I see some are missing, right? And it's interesting for you to send it because the text will be received until June the 15th, right? Okay, so wait for some questions. So don't you have any questions? Is okay for you? Is it? Let me see. It's working. Uh, okay, we had. Let me see. See. All right. Okay, let's see. Away what Brad did a theater but didn't invest, but I like it. Oh, it's good that said about theater, man, because I I did. If you feel like talking about your experience, you can talk to. But I was working with theater since I was from 6 to 16 years old. And I had to tell you, I was not a very good actor. I couldn't. Okay, got no microphone, but you can type, and I can pass to the others. Okay, I got you. Uh, and so I stay from 6 to 16. I I was not good. Actually, I was really bad because I couldn't remember the words, the text. I couldn't remember the position on stage. So it was a bit, and I'm kind of shy, so it was difficult to go. And theater is different from cinema because the theater is live. You are there. You cannot hide yourself. You cannot repeat. Is in the moment. While cinema, you can, I could say, cheat, right? But for example, you can record the same scene, I don't know, 100 times if you want, because you have time to stop, come back, going back. So people used to say that cinema is easier than theater, but I consider they are different, right? And you need to develop different abilities for each one of them, I guess. But you said that I've already did, but didn't invest, but I like it. I think it's like if you feel like doing, you should look for a place with nice people to do. It's the same. Some of you in the campus in Blumenau, you have different abilities. Oh, okay, different abilities, and you should explore them. So, for example, nowadays in these moments of this pandemic and uh, people are trying to develop ways of having fun, develop ways of working. For example, I don't know if you see in the background is I tried to do a chroma key to make some videos. Try to learn too. I'm not very good behind the cameras. Not in cameras. Not even behind the cameras. Arthur is asking if did it work. Uh, it's working, man. Actually, because I had to, for example, I had to check this color, this kind of green, like mud green, is the best color for recording uh, chroma key, at least in my experience here. But it's working. It's working actually. It's not the best in the world, right? But the idea of chroma key is to cut the. For example, I sent you some videos before when you have this. You can see the background of I record in Salvador, so it was in my mom's house. So it kind of cut a little bit of your attention. So when you use chroma key, you take out some information that is not necessary for that moment. Okay, so I'm working with that really. So I'll make some questions here, and you can reply in the chat, or you can open the microphone and reply. So can you remember the name of some movies that you watched as a kid that call your attention, right? Most of you are from 2000s, right? So it's different. Uh, the movies that were in high position at that time, right? Do you remember any name of a movie that called your attention? Some movie that uh, you never forget? So for for different reasons, actually. For example, I do you know there is a movie named 300? Have you heard about it? About the uh, it's about the war in Athens, or the and I remember very well this movie because I watched in the movie theater and people were not behaving very well over there. But it was funny. So sometimes you remember the movie not because of the movie. Corpse Bride, love it. I don't know what Andressa said about Corpse Bride. Uh, I don't know about this movie. Oh, Tim Burton. Okay, okay, okay. Is it an animation or is a real movie? Because Tim Burton, he is a great one. I like him too. It's more of a darker side. Oh, it's an animation. Yeah, and this is interesting because uh, when you work with dark subjects and dark environments, uh, and do an animation of that is a kind of it could sound weird, but he detached himself from all the directors because of uh, this difference he has, right? Or for example, if you get we're talking about animation, and there's this cartoon that I really like named South Park. I don't know. Do you know about South Park? Have you heard? Have you watched it? Some of you. South Park is very interesting. Okay, there's something more here. Little Shop Horrors, The Room, Back to the Future. Oh, Back to the Future is a kind of a brand of movies, right? Because there's one, two. It's really interesting. So I was talking about South Park. So South Park, if you look for the cartoon for the images, you think uh, it's for children, right? Because it's cute, the way they draw the characters and things like that, even the voices. But when you check the content, it's not even for some adults, no, because it's really heavy. Um, it's I think it's funny because it's over the top. So when you say that something is over the top, it's because you have to face it that uh, it's not the real things people think, but it's just a way to express themselves. Also Simpsons too. I think South Park is a continuing of the Simpsons way of dealing with cartoons. Okay, people are coming to uh, La La Land is a musical, is Raissa saying here. I think I heard about La La Land. I think they got the Oscar. Yeah. Is it true? It's because I cry at the end. Oh yes, oh yes. Because musical, it's interesting that you brought this type of movie because musical is a kind of two. Well, I watched some musicals and I I watched one called Moulin Rouge, right? And I thought it was a bit weird because and that's my criticisms about musicals in general. People are talking and for nothing they start to sing, So to me, it's true. The transitions to it could be smoother, right? In my way, but it's great productions and things like that, right? But I'm gonna check it because uh, The Greatest Showman. Gabriela is saying here. Oh, there's some people that like musical, but it's good. It's good. I think, for example, if I be in the States someday in my life, I would like to see Broadway and things like that. But I remember I was watching this Moulin Rouge. I was with a girlfriend, and she was crying. And I was watching like I didn't get it. you know? So, is there anybody here who had participate into some movie or did some extra or record some advertising? Do you have this experience here? Let's just check something here. Oh, okay, okay. Is that? I'm gonna send you the link for the movie I told you for my students. Just a second. I have to work on. Okay, just come in. All right. I'm gonna send you the link of the movie I did with my students. Oh, this. Okay, okay. Um, I'm gonna find it here. Oh, this is not. It's not difficult. I just have. If you have some question, you just make it. Okay. I'm just okay. I'm just get it here, and you can watch the move I did with my students. Uh, see, I hope we don't have any other technical problems as before. Uh, Here. Okay. Just a second. Great. Okay, I got it. Okay, people. So here in the chat, I send you the web link for this move named Mente Não Mente. Okay. It was a move I did with my students at IFBA, Instituto Federal da Bahia, in 2010. And it was my first experience as a screenplay writer and director, right? Um, but it was, of course, the first thing I had to comment about this movie. It's because as I didn't have any knowledge about filming, and filming is mostly image and lights, right? So you need to have a good light to, and I never made this connection about move and photography, but move came from photography, right? If you have 24 photos and you put straight, it goes like 1 second of a movie, right? Uh, so I did this movie with my students, right? And the funniest things, because nowadays there is this guy who performs the presentator, the host of the TV. Nowadays he's a director, and the actor, the main actor of the movie nowadays, an actor too. So sometimes interesting when you start to do something for fun, and it become like your real job. So I think. Okay, so what about actors, directors in movies that you like? Is there anyone that you could, for example, is there anything you watched recently that call your attention? What about new actors, actresses, new movies? If is there somebody who call your attention nowadays? Somebody you like the most? What do you think, for example, like actors such as Tom Cruise and guys like that? Because some people say that some actors they are just there because of the looks or thing like that. You know? And uh, a really famous example of that is Mary Morrow, right? She was not considered to be okay. Marilyn Monroe is an actress from the '60s around, uh, and she was beautiful. She was gorgeous, but some people say she was not a good actress. And there's this story about her trying to uh, remember the words for the screenplay, and it's not working at all. She had to record the same scene like 50 times. Um, but the funniest in this situation, because in this movie, I don't remember real the name of the movie, but in this movie was directed by her husband at the time. So I don't know if he could fire her, right? Uh, because of these familiar issues, right? And in other situation, you have actors that are not like they have like a very beautiful look, but they are too good, you know. And there's this guy. I don't know if you know his name is William Defoe, right? He was very famous from a movie named Platoon. Uh, I guess it's Platoon. Right? It's a movie about Vietnam War, right? And he's not good looking, we could say, but he's good acting, as I could say, right? Okay, some people are coming and going. Uh, right. Okay. Oh yeah, man. Kawe said here. Okay, Kawe said about Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman, he made Wolverine, right? He's the Wolverine. Vera Farmiga. Okay. Vera Farmiga, I don't know. Andressa said here about Vera Farmiga is a great actress. Can you name any move that she's in it? Because Hughes, I know about him. Uh, the Conjuring. Oh, the name is very interesting. I think I'm gonna check. Is it a horror movie or a psycho thriller? Okay, okay. Uh, because there's this difference too between the horror movies and psycho thrillers. Right? The horror movie, you have this all the violence of the movies show like openly, right? So people chopping heads, chopping hands, people screaming blood everywhere. While psycho thriller is more into feelings and kind of situations that are not really happen, situations that show that something that happened before or that can happen in the future. That's nice. That's one. Uh, and I'm gonna check this girl, Vera. The foe was Green Globe in Spider-Man. Oh, I didn't know about that, Arthur. Oh, the Green Goblin in Spider-Man. Oh, he's typical. Oh, Natalie Portman, Black Swan. Natalie Portman, yes, I heard about her. I don't remember watching Black Swan. What kind of movie is this, Aisa? Black Swan is a drama. Is because I never. But Natalie Portman, her name is not. Uh, I heard her name, right? I think it's a brunette girl, right? Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, you giving some. Okay, a good question also. Oh, it's a drama. Okay, right, right. Um, so what about your the text for your work, your group work? Are you have you ever started, or you're just waiting for something? And you have to hold. Don't need to send me right now because I'm thinking about you to send it by Google Classroom. Are you having problems with this platform, Google Classroom? Can you work okay with it, or no? Oh, so Kawane, yes, we started. Yeah. Victor said no. It's actually better than Siga. Oh man, I have to say to tell you, it's not too difficult to be better than Siga. Siga to me is very confusing, right? Because there's a lot of information, uh, and the uh, the interface is not very friendly, right? Uh, and I'm talking about my what's her website was better than Siga. Oh yeah, man, see guys, I don't, that's the other thing too. It's a platform. It was developed. It was sent to people to use it, but we never did it. Sometimes I commit some mistakes over there. Yeah, but I think Google Classroom is more friendly uh, for us to deal with it, right? So we can go ping pong between both of them, right? It's because it was decided that Cigar was the main one, and Google Classroom could be the other one for. Uh, so Kawani said that yes, we start to do the text, right? Um, and probably I'm gonna ask you to send uh, in the Google Classroom, right? And as is a work, a group work, so you can help each other to do it, right? So let me see. Oh, I have something more. Uh, is there anybody here that right now has some connection with cinema? So is there anyone here who has uh, preparing some screenplay or preparing some animation? I know some of you draw, right? So you can do animation actually, and actually nowadays, if you have the right softwares to do it, you can do in your home, right? You don't need to have a lot of tools to do it, right? Oh, let me see here. Okay, people are coming. All right, so I'll talk a little bit about my connection with movies nowadays. And so I did this script. I think it's here. Let's me just. Okay, it's possible here. This is the script of. It's a very thick one about the documentary I wrote on football. Right. Um, I'm doing also a project in Instituto Federal Catarinense about football. The project name is Ludopedismo, right? Probably next week it will start uh, to be available to people to check it out. Okay, uh, and I prepared this screenplay because it was based on a book that I wrote on the same information, the same content. And in 2015, I did a screenplay writer meeting in Salvador, and we start to study the techniques to write a good script because uh, doing a good script is an important part of doing a good movie. Sometimes you do a great, wonderful script, and it turns into a bad movie, right? And when I mean good or bad, I'm not talking about selling. I'm not talking about uh, how many people watch. I'm talking about a kind of quality that it can be seen on the movie, right? In other times, you have wonderful movies that they had a basic script. Sometimes they have no script at all. So uh, it can happen in different ways, right? Uh, so but that's the thing. If you write a script based in a book, uh, I think you have less chance to write something weird, because if you follow a book has its order, so you can follow this order to try to do something similar. And for example, something that I like to watch, but I have some criticism about is those movies that were based on books, right? And I remember I was watching Lord of the Rings, one of the movies of this franchise, and I have read the book before watch the movie. And when I watched the movie, I felt it was too weird, right? It didn't fit on what I thought the book told, right? So sometimes you create images in your head, and when you go to watch a movie about a book you read, the image you create in your head doesn't fit the image they show in the movie. So this can happen too a lot, right? Uh, so let me see here. Just checking here, people, because sometimes we get some technical issues here. So, what are you doing in this time of pandemic? So, are you all right at home? Are you going out in a way, or so? What do you do? Me, for instance, I'm here with my guitar, play League of Legends, right? When you say LOL, okay, all the time. And League of Legends, I think you play normally, right? So I'm trying to. This is my guitar, right? Is for those one who. Oh, that's great. That's great, Haisa. Music Theory. It's really good. I should do this too. Okay, during the course. Okay, somebody said Nicky Brulo. Uh, yeah, music theory is important because it shows you a way to follow, right? During the but actually nowadays I'm just playing guitar, recording my record, doing the classes. Oh yeah. But actually I would say music theory is not difficult. Music theory is a language by itself, right? So as soon you understand, I knew you're gonna ask that. But my guitar is unplugged, man, and it's electric guitar, right? I had a problem here because of the cable. The cable just break down. It's this one here. It's not working. I have to repair it. Oh no, don't give it up, Raisa. Uh, it's like that music. I studied a little bit of music theory for a while to read the scores and but I gave up because I was more interested in playing with bands and rocking out, right? But for example, nowadays I miss this knowledge because I am producing my record and there are some information, for example, counting the times, the bars, the time signatures, 4/4, 3/4, broke signatures like 3/4 and things like that. And now I'm just hitting my head on the wall because 7/11, yeah, this is like progressive rock type of counting, right? Oh, you have a nick in the law is L tudo. You let me say, right? But I think yes, you chose two things that it's really good, like music. Do something with music, uh, and playing video games is nice too, right? The only thing about video games I just said it's because you have to take care of your hands, right? To not get some injury in the hands. Sometimes don't go so far, like 8, 10 hours every day. You can stay 1 day, 2 days doing this is normal, right? And about music, is that thing. If you are trying to learn an instrument, you should have learning an instrument is a never-end job. First of all, so I've been playing guitar since I was young, but I I have to keep on developing, right? Because uh, every time you play more, you play better, right? Everything you do more, you do better. And so I'm doing this. I'm trying to clean my house. Sometime it's sometimes it's really boring, but I put some music on and just go and and, and and try to do it because if I don't do it, nobody gonna do it. I live by myself, so if I don't cook food, I don't eat. If that I don't clean the house, I'll live in a mess for the rest of life, right? But it's my friend said I like football so much that my house is messy. You know? I love when they said it. It's a pun with the words well done. Okay, people. So, Arthur said, "Cry in the dark is what I do quite." Okay. Oh, bass guitar, right? You're gonna have jobs, man, because there are some people they are looking for bass players, and playing the bass is different because you need another mental approach to the instrument. I play bass in some bands for a while, and it's good. I like it too. But I think electric guitar it screams a little bit more, so it more upfront in this way. And I'm besides being a shy person, when I go to stage, I want to be in the front, So uh, if I stay backstage relaxing is okay, but as soon as I start to work, I want to be good for this work, right? That's great. That's great. You're doing something, right? Uh, don't forget to take care of your health too. You know? So try to not just the physical health, but oh yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to stay at home as much as possible, right? For example, I did not have internet at home until before the pandemic, because I used to use the internet of the Instituto, or at shopping mall too. Because I came from a generation where there's no internet. So I remember there is no internet, there's no cell phone. So I remember we had to socialize with people. So we have to go to friend's house and knock the door and say, hey, come on, let's do some stupid shit together, right? So it was other times when, but nowadays it's completely necessary to have internet, right? To get, if I didn't have, it wouldn't be possible to do this work with you here, right? Let's see if people are talking more. Just a second. Okay, I I'll take it. Okay. All right. All right. And so, some of you, do you have any doubts about the our work for the group work for the last grade for the trimester? Is all good? Have you watched the? I think I. No, I'm sure. I don't think I sent you the the link for some videos explaining how you can do the and for your grade I sent you the video of Ice-T, right? Does everybody know here who is Ice-T? I sent there to you his performances as actor and director, right? Because actually he's a no, Kawhi. It's okay. It's a question here. It's is the choice of the group, right? For example, you can prepare all the work together, and you see that somebody is more proficient, speaks more fluid. So you can ask for this person to be the one to present. It's not necessarily the whole group to be in front of camera, for instance, right? But the only thing is the group to work together, right? And then if you decide, okay, such and such will do the presentation for, it's no problem, right? Try to use some information, some material to increase your presentation, right? Try to do I don't know a PPT presentation and then use it. Uh, Try to be creative too, right? It's something that make the work more interesting for you and for the teacher. Uh, I said about the limit of lines, like 30 lines, 4 paragraphs. I use this structure because it's the structure that is used by the writing texts in NA and some selection process like that. So it's a way also to you to get this structure done, right? And being prepared for some other process too. Because in my opinion, if you get the structure, it doesn't matter the language, right? You just fit the structure with different language, but with content that it's pretty similar in the original language and then translate to English, right? Let me see if I have something more. Okay, so I ask you to watch the move I sent you, right? Mente no mente. I will send you also uh, the making of. Okay, I'm just looking for it now. And I'll send okay, mente no mente, making of. All right. So I sent you. Okay, the first link I sent you was the movie Mente No Mente, right? made with my students at IFBA. It was a very, very fun experience, as I told you before. Okay. Uh, and the last link I sent you is the making of the movie, right? So it's a way to you to see how difficult is to do a movie, right? We're gonna see because, as I told you uh, in the beginning of the classes, our idea was for you to do a movie each group, okay? But now with this pandemic, we have to see how the things start to go uh, nearly close to the normal, right? Because actually we're gonna have uh, some time to go back to normal life, and so some things will be of for example, I was thinking here there was one group that say they would do animation. So animation is perfect because you don't need to get in touch with people in this pandemic's time. You can do in your house. You can get feedback from the others, right? But also, some people can do a move that is just one character, for instance. So a kind of monologal move, you know, just one person, one or two, right? There's this also this strategy to make you uh, you do a scene with yourself, right? So you film one you on one angle and another angle, we put them together. You can do a lot of. I remember this because I was watching a trailer for a movie named Sextuplets. It's the new movie for Marlon Wayans, right? And in this movie, he plays six different characters, and one very different from the other, right? So, for example, a young, fat woman, skinny, young black man, you know. And to me, he's one of the funniest dudes around, right? Not just his movies, his acting, but for example, his interviews. Every time I watch his interviews, I just laugh out crying because to me, we have the kind of the same sense of humor, right? And I don't know if you know, but he likes a lot Brazil. He was here for a while, right? So it's interesting his connection, and I think he has a very uh, Brazilian sense of humor. Right? We we take things seriously, but not that too much seriously, right? So Brazilians are known for that. Okay, people. So I think we get close to the end. Do you have any questions? Any final questions? In the academic calendar. Oh, you mean these links I sent to you? The movies? Okay, okay. I can do it. Oh, so explaining, I didn't get it. Okay, just to wait a little moment, people. So is everything okay? Everyone get it? Okay, let me read here. Now we have an academic calendar. Okay, I didn't know about that. Uh, Kawai, can you send me? Can you tell me how do I access this academic calendar? You can send me by email, no problem. Okay. All right, people. So, okay, the groups. Wait a minute. Same until the end of the year. Oh, Larissa, we let's do like that. We do this with the group right now that you have, and when we start the second trimester, we're gonna discuss this. If you feel like keeping the group or changing the group, but the thing is that if you change one group, you have to change the whole other groups too. Okay, but we discuss this in the beginning of the second trimester. Okay, no problem. Okay, Kawhi. Yeah, yeah, send by email. I didn't know about this academic calendar, but I'm gonna check it. Right, no problem. All right, people. So I would like to thank you to come. We had a good number of people in here. Some of you participate, some who are just watching, listening. Okay, I got it here. Thank you. Thanks, Vito. Uh, oh yeah, I got this information too. Okay. All right. So and this class was recorded, right? So I will make the I'll let it available for the students who couldn't not come here. Okay. So kisses and hugs. Stay home. Stay safe. See you next time. Bye. Okay.